with a crucial and fascinating topic. Which is more important, efficiency or justice? This topic is discussed by economists and philosophers and with different results. Why? Because we can design a political, social, and economic system without answering these questions. As politicians, we have to propose and realize a policy which gives a greater place for the market or institutions. Probably you are accustomed to a division between capitalist market systems in which efficiency is more important and communist, socialist, planet economies in which justice plays the major role. There are also very mixed forms, such as the social market economy of Germany or the Scandinavian systems, both of which are more justice oriented, and the neoliberal oriented systems of the US or UK. Today, a question in the debate is what is the role of the market and institutions and the participation of citizens in ensuring greater justice in the system? Let's look at the problem from a theoretical perspective. What theoretical distributive suggestions can we find? Let's start with the utilitarian concept of distribution, which was introduced briefly in Module 3. We would start with its cardinal version, in which it is assumed that we can measure and compare utilities between people. Such an assumption allows us to make a conclusion that same quota of money for rich and poor will have a different utility for each of them, and as consequence allows for a redistribution between persons, leading to the growth of global utility, a sum of all utilities in the society. Why is that so? Because the loss of the rich will amount to a small number of negative utilities, at the same time providing high positive utility to the poor. Such thinking is present in tax systems, for instance, the European Union budget. Each member country pays 1% of its GNI into the EU budget, and then it gets back 1% of the European Union's GNI, which means that rich countries get less and poor more than they paid in. In effect, the global utility is higher, and this is exactly what the utilitarian considers a good option. A good option is when its consequences maximize the global utility of the greatest number of people. The Pareto approach, although utilitarian maximization of global utility of the greatest number of people, is quite different. It is an ordinal utilitarian concept, so it assumes that utilities can't be compared between persons. This concept finds a hearing especially in efficiency-oriented economies. To reach the maximalization of utility, we have to orient the economic system towards efficiency. For Pareto, a necessary condition is a free market, which allows for reaching the optimum. First condition of utilitarianism, maximization of global utility, in which it is not possible to make an individual better without at the same time worsening the situation of another individual. But how to reach a second condition of utilitarianism for the greatest number of people, especially if there is no equality at the beginning, initial distribution, which leads to greater and greater inequalities? Here, Pareto says you can redistribute the income only if nobody is made worse. Otherwise, you don't achieve the optimum state. For Pareto, assuming ordinal utility, taking money from very rich persons in order to give it to extremely poor ones, does not raise global utility, even in a very unequal society. And if it happens because of social reasons, it will always be at the cost of efficiency.